More than a year after the raids on his mansion, Diddy is finally being sent to jail. We're diving into all the celebrities who had warned the industry about him long before this moment. For decades, rumors have swirled about Diddy's involvement in abuse and coercion, and now, those whispers are turning into undeniable truths. But this story doesn't end with him. Diddy is just the first domino to fall, and sources suggest another major figure could be next.
Motherfuckers be gay in Hollywood, you never expected. They be having these big-ass mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms. I ain't been famous that goddamn long. I'm excited than a motherfucker to be at the mansion party. You be looking at all the goddamn rooms, and you fuck around and look in the wrong room and shit. Come here, come here. Is that two niggas kissing? Is one of them niggas perfect?
Of all the people who clashed with Diddy and dropped hints about his secret activities, the one who never held back was Cat Williams. Long before any official investigation began, Cat was already revealing what went on behind closed doors. For years, he gathered information, digging deep into the truth, even paying people when he knew their knowledge could help expose everything.
Big Dick Deviance is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. Because the people want to know, well, why would he get blackballed?
Yeah,
oh, because in 30 years I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing,
you will tell it.
No, somebody come to tell me.
Okay.
I gather that, I value that, I'll pay for that. Come, tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it. They all know it. Why? Because you don't make me the villain. Not the guy that raises black children and ain't never done a hard drug in his life and don't have no stories of doing nobody dirty.
Everyone who's ever worked with Diddy seems to have a horror story to tell. Aubrey O'Day, who spent 6 years working with him, was among the first women to expose how Diddy treated the women at his shows. They were expected to do whatever he demanded, and saying no came with a price. Refuse him once, and not only would you be fired, but Diddy would make sure your entire career in the entertainment industry was finished.
There are so many witnesses. There are so many victims. Now, if or if not there were to be any type of investigation occurring, no victim should be or can communicate with other victims. And so victims are likely not communicating with victims. But a lot of people that know things or that are building things or whatever do reach out, do tell you everything. Sometimes they'll just write everything. I mean, I receive information whether I want to or not. But I've erred on the side of stepping away from the movie that's being made. And I don't mean that literally, I mean that metaphorically. The movie of Diddy that's being painted right now. And I come back to myself, what I know to be true, what I know I witnessed, what I have receipts of.
You want to show all your skin, you want to be naked, but the whole concept of Danny Kane was like, when it comes together, it's one.
Puff's going hard on the group, and then all of a sudden he singles me out and starts going on and on about how unhappy he is with me, and I just feel like nothing that I do, he's ever happy with.
Can I ask a question? What do you want to look like, though? Do you want to look like a playboy, playmate? Do you want to look like you?
I'm done with all of that.
No. Like, what do you want to look like, though?
I'll tell you.
What do you want to look like, though?
I'll tell you. I'm not focused on me. I'm focused on what this group should look like and how I should fit in this situation.
You like big hair, though.
I don't like big hair.
You do like big hair. You like big hair. You like a lot of makeup and all that.
Actually, I don't. I don't like big hair. I don't like certain makeup. I'm very flexible with what you want to do, and I've worked with everything that you've thrown at me.
I'm not seeing the flexibility. You gaming me.
Aubrey worked with Diddy on season 3 of Making the Band and later became a member of Danny Kane. However, her time under his management ended after a heated clash with him. She later accused Diddy of being controlling, manipulative, and emotionally abusive throughout her career in the group. According to Aubrey, she was removed from Danny Kane because she refused to meet certain expectations that had nothing to do with her musical talent, and you can probably guess what those were.
Somebody would want to fire somebody.
Can you give us a little?
I wasn't willing to do what was expected of me. Not talent-wise, but in other areas.
And were other girls doing?
I was the only one that was in those types of positions.
Wow.
I'm a very strict and focused businesswoman because working for Diddy for 6 years trained me to have to be perfect.
Working for Diddy?
Absolutely.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy. Is he a good guy?
I don't want to answer that question.
Oh, wow, I think he's a good guy.
After Diddy's arrest, Aubrey O'Day shared a powerful message on her ex account, writing, "Let this serve as a cautionary reminder to young and aspiring individuals chasing their dreams." She explained that the real warning isn't about whether a jury might doubt your story or if a court sentence will ever match the years of pain you endured. The true warning, she said, is this: the moment someone in a position of power crosses your boundaries or demands more than what's right, walk away and never look back. No dream, no matter how dazzling, is worth the pain and exploitation that can follow if you stay. Too often, those who abuse their power face far fewer consequences than the damage they inflict. Aubrey urged her followers to protect themselves at the first sign of coercion or impropriety. If something feels wrong, trust your instincts and get out. Your well-being will always be worth more than any opportunity.
Tell me about the sympathetic days to Diddy. What does that look like when you have a moment of feeling bad for the guy?
It wasn't all bad, but I don't know that any of the good was real.
Former Danity Kane singer Aubrey O'Day breaking her silence amid Sean Diddy Combs' trafficking and racketeering trial, revealing she is not going to testify.
I was contacted by Homeland Security, and I did have a meeting with Homeland Security.
At any point did they tell you, we're considering you to testify, we're considering your evidence that you've given us in the trial?
They tell you keep discretion with your meeting with us, obviously, because the trial has taken place.
Some people saw that you were going to be in New York, and they immediately started jumping to conclusions. Are you here to testify in the Diddy trial?
No, I'm not here to testify for the Diddy trial.
Instead, the singer will cover the trial for a podcast produced by Amy Robach and TJ Holmes.
Is he a threat to people if he is out of prison?
I can give you a few examples of why I would lean toward yes on that.
I could be here all night telling you about my experiences. I could write a book one day, and I probably will.
In a statement to ET, Aubrey says, quote, "While I have not currently been asked to testify, this trial is long overdue, as I've been speaking the truth about Diddy for 20 years now." Adding that my sincere hope is that justice will prevail and for there to be further systemic changes within the music industry to prevent all forms of abuse from those in a position.
Another artist Diddy helped rise to fame and essentially mold into a star was Usher.
So being around that man, Sean Puffy Combs, I don't sleep to this day. I have a problem sleeping to this day. Like, yo, man, I'm here to work, man. I ain't sang in a week. I mean, I'm 13 years old, and I'm telling him, look, you're gonna put me in the studio, man. You got Biggie Smalls in there, you got Craig Mack in there. I'm not here to party with you. I don't want to go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in clubs? We would fight.
Recently, Usher opened up about his experiences with Diddy and what it was really like living with him. During an episode of The Howard Stern Show, Usher recalled that Diddy took him under his wing when he was just 13 years old. At that young age, Diddy was already bringing him to clubs and exposing him to a world no teenager should have been part of.
To New York City. And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans, Jodeci, Mary J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this.
Oh.
I was having a good time, you know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like, you know,
what
like
a
living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Yeah.
Gene Deal, who served as Diddy's bodyguard during that time, later revealed that it was widely known in the industry that Diddy and Usher had an inappropriate relationship. Allegedly, there was even an incident where Diddy became so rough with Usher that the young star had to be taken to the hospital. Reports claim there are medical records backing this up, and after word spread, several celebrities reportedly began distancing themselves from Usher.
You don't mind me asking, because I know the topic is sensitive. What happened to Usher?
I heard about some music executive from the industry back in Harlem. You know, I heard it from some music executives back in Harlem. And I'm not gonna speak on their name. They doing programs and everything like that, and they may be doing something, they may speak on it themselves. But I heard it from some music executives.
Where did you hear?
Bro, you know how people be talking and we was around some people, something like that, and then some people might say, yo, I don't F with that dude. And at the time, I didn't even know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when somebody say, yo, man, I don't F with them niggas, man, I'm getting out that industry and everything like that. You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent her to the hospital? Man, Nick was bleeding from the butt. And that's what was said. But I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time. Then you hear it, and that's what happened.
Perhaps the most disturbing part of the Usher situation is that the abuse didn't end with him. In an attempt to distance himself from Diddy, Usher introduced another young artist to take his place, and that artist was Justin Bieber. At the very start of his career, Justin began working with Diddy and was even sent to live with him, stepping into the same world Usher had been desperate to escape.
Friends in a strange way, you know?
Like Robin Big.
Yeah, it's like, exactly.
I'm big and you're Robin.
Yeah, no, I mean, to a lot of us, he's like a little brother. You know what I'm saying? He's not afraid to call and ask for advice. He's somebody that, in the industry-wise, the record industry is a strong family, and he's somebody that, you know, we definitely have our arms around, and we want to protect him because he's such genuinely a nice person besides his talent. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest kids that you could ever know.
Justin, You know, Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, you know, he could buy you one also while you're
He
out.
got me a Lamborghini.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Apparently not.
Some things, everything ain't for everybody.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
Several people from Diddy's inner circle have come forward to confirm these claims. One of them was Jaguar Wright, a former background singer for Jay-Z, who called out Usher for his role in what happened. She accused him of being a hypocrite, protecting himself while failing to shield Justin from the same dangers he once faced. According to her, if it hadn't been for Usher, Diddy might have never had access to Justin in the first place.
Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like, what kind of asshole do you gotta be to take another boy, another talented boy, and put him in your place so it ain't gotta be you no more. Because that's what pedophiles do. They get victims, and then once they get to a certain age and they get too old for them to enjoy them, they send them out to go get other young kids. Now, if Usher is a procurer, and if Usher knew what was gonna happen to any of those young children that he took to the Flavor Freak off, is he a good guy? Especially considering what happened to him, especially considering that he sat Howard Stern, and Howard Stern said, would you send your kids to Puffy's Flavor Camp? And his immediate response was, hell no! So it's good enough for everybody else's kids, but it's not good enough for you.
Everyone in the rap industry knows exactly what kind of person Diddy really is. Some of the biggest names in the game have openly turned against him. During an episode of Drink Champs, Kanye West called Diddy out, saying he's fake hard. But the truth behind that statement runs far deeper and far darker than most people could ever imagine.
Celebrity friends, because when I was on TV, on Instagram saying, I don't know where my child is, and the Kardashians kidnapped my daughter in public, and I didn't have the address of my child, none of these that want to say something
Travis
now.
Gave you the address, though, right?
Travis gave me the address.
Right.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these niggas, all you fake hard, you. Hold on. Okay. All you fake hard niggas, you. Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't give because you can't shoot nobody anyway, and the reason why you got to talk is because you did a deal, you fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to come at me, because part of the deal for you to be a do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you're going to go pull my co-car. So y'all shut the fuck up about me. Now let me say it calm. You shut the fuck up about Michael.
Right.
In case you're wondering why Kanye mentioned Meek Mill, it's because Diddy and Meek reportedly share a very special relationship. According to 50 Cent, the two were secretly involved. 50 even claimed that Diddy once asked him out on a date, saying he wanted to take him shopping, but 50 knew exactly what that really meant. Go out with me, and I'll make you rich. He turned Diddy down, but Meek Mill didn't. Not long after, Diddy and Meek were seen attending parties together, often dressed in matching outfits.
Got close when he offered to take you shopping.
Yeah, you see, now Meek is in the same shirt. He's out there in the same shirt. This is not Photoshop. This is women's style. Stop it. You set that up. Look, obviously was not offended by what I was offended by. Guys may say to a girl, you know, like, let me take a shot. See?
Damn.
They found it that quick.
What do you think is happening in the middle?
I don't know what is going on there. Because it was like, he was like, yo, you hot now. Now we got to hang out now. Like, you know, like hang out.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know, maybe I'll take you shopping and I get you some flash and you could give me the. And I was looking and I was like, let me just move away from him because I'm going to mess up the way. Certain things, they let it go by because it's Puff. He wasn't like in the closet. He was like in the hallway.
All these years, you being the only one calling this out.
I look like I've been the crazy guy for a long time.
They said you're a hater. They said you're crazy.
You do this, and now everybody's complaining. My ass hurting.
According to 50 Cent, he and Netflix are currently working on a documentary set to be released in the first quarter of 2026. In a recent interview, 50 explained that the project is taking longer than expected because the allegations against Diddy keep piling up. In his words, it's a difficult project because every day, new accusations come out, new stories, new evidence. It's become like an octopus, with too many arms and too many things happening all at once.
Person who was always anti-Diddy and was always speaking about Diddy as a problematic person was 50 Cent. And it turns out that it's just been announced that he's created a docu-series on Netflix. I can't wait to see this. The other end of that, every person who has tried to speak out about this, who has tried to speak out about the industry, the type of people that are controlling the industry, the attacks that people face from the media if they try to speak out, is always the same. They're called crazy. And an example of one such individual who went through those sorts of attacks is the actor Orlando Brown. He was on Disney, and I remember everyone telling us that he was totally insane and deranged when he was saying a lot of things that at the time sounded crazy, particularly about Diddy. Take a listen.
The requirement is you gotta say no to Diddy. If it's new booty in the building, you know he gonna get it.
Don't take your girlfriend to a Diddy party.
You can take the but he wants you.
Diddy, to me, is the fall guy. We are still seeing a major effort to protect the big names, just like with Jeffrey Epstein.
You and Puff haven't liked each other business-wise for a long time.
Well, that's why. It's only business. It was really, away from that, I explained why I didn't hang out with him, right? Because it's a little fluffy stuff going on.
It's not your scene.
It's not my stuff.
Not your scene.
They hugged you from the front and the back at the same time. I got uncomfortable with him because the way he was acting to try and get me to hang out with him was like, yo, I'll take you shopping. Like, and I'm like, what you mean? Like, that's something you say to a woman you're attracted to, maybe.
Right.
It's just weird, bro. Like, and now you start to see a lot of the weird stuff that was there. It looks like it all lines up, don't it? It was not in the closet. It was in front of you and you wasn't seeing it because you see the beards. Or you see the girls. So you didn't look at them the way it actually is to a degree. When I say people respond, how people respond to things matter, like the internet will take to it and just go off with it. Meek responds being the uncomfortability. He goes, yo, I'll spend $100,000 to find out why my name is in this like this. And it's in it only because he's uncomfortable. You don't hear him talking about French. French was right there. Right? Why you get so quiet? You guys make me feel like I'm scared.
Well, no, I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot.
No, they see this. You see this. They see this.
Dawn Richard, a member of Danity Kane alongside Aubrey O'Day and later part of Diddy Dirty Money, also came forward with serious accusations against Diddy. She claimed she endured threats and abuse while working under him. In 2024, Dawn filed a lawsuit alleging that Diddy assaulted her, and that she personally witnessed him abuse Cassie as well. She was among the first women to publicly support Cassie and stand by her when the allegations surfaced.
Dawn Richard testifies that Sean Diddy Combs hit Cassie Ventura with a skillet full of eggs. Danity Kane alum Dawn Richard, who began working with Sean Diddy Combs while competing on his show Making the Band in 2004, took the stand after Cassie wrapped her testimony May 16th. Richard joined Combs' group Diddy Dirty Money after Danity Kane disbanded. While on the stand, she told jurors that she saw Combs hit Ventura with a skillet full of eggs at his Los Angeles home in 2009. Richard testified per NBC News. He came downstairs asking where his phone was, and he threw her to the ground. Richard added, "I was scared for her. I was scared to do anything." Richard's testimony in Combs' ongoing trial comes 8 months after she accused the rapper in a lawsuit of subjecting her to years of inhumane working conditions, which included groping, assault, and false imprisonment. The lawsuit, filed in September, obtained by E! News, stated, Mr. Combs frequently held meetings with Ms. Richard wearing only his underwear, despite Ms. Richard's protests and repeated requests for him to put on clothing. In her filing, the 41-year-old also alleged that Combs ordered her to strip down to her underwear, made demeaning remarks about her body, and entered her dressing room unannounced while she was unclothed, and touched her without her permission under the guise of showing the style.
Cass's lawyer stated that with Diddy now behind bars, she can finally begin to feel a sense of peace. Before his sentencing, Cassie had written a letter to the judge expressing her fear for her life, and for what Diddy might do if he were ever released. For now, at least, with Diddy set to remain in prison for the next 2 years, Cassie can finally feel safe.
Ventura is moving forward. After Sean Diddy Combs was sentenced to 50 months in prison for 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution on October 3rd, his ex reacts to U.S. District Judge Aaron Subramanian's decision in a statement from her lawyers. The attorneys tell E! News, while nothing can undo the trauma caused by Combs, the sentence imposed today recognizes the impact of the serious offenses he committed. They add, we are confident that with the support of her family and friends, Ms. Ventura will continue healing, knowing that her bravery and fortitude have been an inspiration to so many. Ventura was in a relationship with Combs on and off from 2007 to 2018. In addition to his over 4 years in prison, Combs was handed 5 years of supervised release and a fine of $500,000. Ahead of his sentencing, Combs, who was acquitted on sex and racketeering charges during his federal trial, expressed remorse for, quote, all of the hurt and pain he caused others through his conduct in a letter to the judge. He wrote in the filing, obtained by NBC News October 2nd, I lost my way. I got lost in my journey, lost in the drugs and the excess.
Sources are already hinting that another massive name in the industry is about to be exposed, someone who's been hiding in plain sight, acting untouchable. And when that name finally drops, it's expected to shake the industry even harder than Diddy's downfall did. So make sure you're subscribed, because when the next one falls, we'll be right here to break it all down.